You know there's nothing we love more here at RK Motors Charlotte than a killer sleeper. And when it's a factory-built weapon with all the best equipment, restored to concours standards, with a known ownership history from new, well, we sit up and take notice. This 1962 Chevrolet Biscayne is one hell of a car, thanks to a correct 409, a 4-speed, and factory 456 gears, all wrapped in an unassuming two-door post body. Despite the blazing red paint, this one is destined to stay under the radar until you crack open those dual quads and start handing out the beatings. As a car destined for greatness on the track, it's really not a surprise that the original 409 engine gave its life in pursuit of the lower ETs. However, the current engine is a late casting that has been rebuilt to stock specs. The original Winters aluminum dual-quad manifold holds correct Carter AFB carburetors. The distinctive Chevrolet valve covers are painted satin silver, which look brilliant against the Chevy orange block and heads. All the decals and labels are correct, factory markings have been reproduced, and even little details like the hoses and clamps and even the sun-tacked drive box on the inner fender have been faithfully restored to new condition. Despite the Spartan accommodations, the interior is beautifully executed and accurately restored. The front and rear seats wear reproduction seat covers that duplicate the original fabric and vinyl exactly, and the carpet is a perfect match for the factory stuff. The sun tack I mentioned earlier obscures the factory temperature gauge, so for racing, a trio of Stewart-Warner auxiliary gauges were installed under the dash decades ago. There's no radio, and this is a heater-boxed elite car, complete with block-off plate under the hood where the heater box would usually live. And yes, look at the photos again. That mileage figure isn't since it was restored. It's since 1962, 1/4 mile at a time. Whether your interest lies in high-performance Chevrolets, killer sleepers, or vintage race cars, this one has it all. One of the most potent machines of the early 60s, it's the ideal combination of a lightweight, unassuming body, a bunch of race-only features that were eventually dropped from the options list, and sheer muscle. Spectacularly restored to show condition, this one never fails to draw a crowd. People don't know quite why they're drawn to this car, but there's definitely something about its low-profile looks and high-profile motor that gets people excited. There's likely not another one anywhere that's this nice, and surely no others with lower mileage. This car is a very rare treat, and it definitely won't last long. Call today.